Okay, we'll get started. And thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. And I am recording this for future use. So I hope that's okay with you guys. And if you do want a copy of the recording, please make sure that you email me and let me know. I'm going to drop in an email of my assistant, and you can request a copy of this recording so that you have it for your reference. So let's get started. Um, Let me know if you can hear me okay. You can do a thumbs up. Just keep yourself in mute so that we respect everybody's time and we can breeze through this. If you do have any questions, please throw them in the chat. Let me know what questions you have. I'm happy to stop and answer those questions for you. And if there is anything else that I can assist with you, because I do like to make sure that I answer anything and help you have at least one solid takeaway. And I promise you, you will have one solid takeaway after this workshop. If you cannot hear me right now, please let me know. But you should be good to go. So let's get started. Okay, so I am Kat Ramirez, CEO and founder of Advertise. We help businesses stand out and grow. I have a couple of companies. Advertise and hashtag Social Buzz are one of them. And then I do have 10X Business Broker, which I help business owners sell their business after they are ready to exit. But a little bit about me. My background is major media. I have over 27 years in major media, ABC, NBC, CBS, working with local, national, and regional brands, promoting their business and in different variations of advertising. So social media, internet, TV, billboard, you name it, I've been there, I've done it. And so my background and my premise today is about helping small businesses stand out and grow. And to me, a small business is defined as a solopreneur, independent contractor, startup, or just an entrepreneur who is trying to get their business off the ground. And I work with clients that are one-man shows or have up to about 20, I think is the largest I've worked with. So again, I should have the t-shirt, I've been there, I've done that. So why should a business advertise or market themselves? Advertising and marketing to a business is just like air, food, and water for us to survive. We have to have it in order for that business to exist. If you're not consistently messaging your future buyers who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you, they will never, ever, ever know who you are. So it is part of the organic nature of your business for it to survive. So some facts I want to share with you are there are over 30 million small businesses in the USA. In fact, small businesses make up for over 65% of our economic funds that are in the system. And small businesses make up for, I think, I want to say it's 60% of employment for our communities. So this is such a big deal. Okay. The second fact that you need to know is there are over 570,000 new businesses every month that are being formed and launched. And the numbers haven't been updated since COVID because typically during a recession or some kind of economic happening, there's usually a spur. So it's usually a big jump in small businesses that develop. So I'm sure that number will be elevated because of what COVID has done to us. Okay. So some other hard facts that you need to know as you're creating and developing your business. I'm not sure what stage you're in. But if you're within the 1 to 10 year mark, then this is good information for you to know because 50% of businesses will fail within the first year. And a lot of times the businesses are failing because of reasons of they run out of money, they're not planning properly, they're not targeting the right audience, they don't understand what being an entrepreneur or being an owner is like, or the fundamental basics. The other statistic that you do need to know that over 95% of businesses fail within 5 years. And again, same reasons apply to the 95% as the 50%. And typically on the 95%, it's usually the money runs out. So the runway of your money. This is why it's so important not to just throw all your money into your business when you first come out of the gate. You have to really plan, 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 and be strategic about it. 85% of businesses today don't advertise at all. They don't market themselves. And the number one reason why businesses say they don't advertise or market themselves is because they say they can't afford it. And I'm here to tell you today, you can't afford not to tell your future buyers who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you. If you have that disposition, that mindset, you have to get rid of it because it's not about affordability. It's about the premise of creating a strategic way of how do you market yourself and stay out there in front of your future buyers persistently. Okay, 76% of consumers say that if you market yourself, they will remember to shop you. So they're basically telling you that if you remind them and tell them, hey, this is what I do, this is what you need, here's what, come visit me, come shop here, that they will shop you. But you have to remind them. There is so much clutter, there's so much noise out there that if you're not consistently messaging your future customers and reminding them, and this also includes your current customer base, by the way, because your competitors can steal your customers if you're not reminding them of the things that you're doing. And again, how to get a hold of you, what you do, and the best way to reach you. So keep that in mind as you think about marketing and advertising. It's not only just for your future customers, it's for your current customers as well. Okay, advertising marketing works. So here are a couple things that you need to know as you're marketing your business. You do not need a huge budget to market yourself. Please don't think that you need this exorbitant amount of money. Consistency and fit are the keys to your success. So if you're consistent and you are targeting the right audience, that's the fit, then you will set yourself up for success. Don't dilute yourself or don't dilute your marketing dollars by spreading yourself so thin in a lot of different places. And the biggest thing that I encountered in talking to a lot of businesses, and I've met thousands of businesses, is that they spread themselves so thin by marketing themselves in so many different places because they feel like they have to be there. You don't have to be in so many places. You have to command the place that your audience is at. And that leads into the last bullet. Dominate one place if you have a limited budget. You can dominate a place. You just have to be strategic about it. So before we go into teaching you how to do the social media the right way, a couple of things that we need a foundation for. And one of the things that we need to build is what is the problem you are trying to solve? And if any of you want to drop that in the comments, that will be perfectly all right. If you want to share that, I can give you feedback, but you need to know what is the problem you are trying to solve because messaging is key in any type of marketing. If you don't do the right and correct messaging, you're not going to have success. You're just going to have random words just out there. And so the more niche you are, the more specific you are, the better for you. So I love to use this example. I picked this picture purposely because PI attorneys, personal injury attorneys, are really, really good at this. And they typically say, and I'm sure you've seen some of these commercials or marketing campaigns where they say, if you slip and fall, call me, or if you've been in an accident, call me. So they're reminding their future customers of the situation of when they should call them. And that's the whole purpose of marketing and advertising, is to have the ability to remind your future customers over and over and over who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you. And this is a little more dramatic, and lucky for them, they can be overly dramatized because, when you do get in an accident, it is very emotional. It's very horrific. It's like, what just happened? Oh my God, is everybody okay? Am I hurt? How's the car? Am I going to be able to drive to work? And so on. So, PI attorneys do a great, great job of it. But that doesn't mean that every other business can't do a great job too. We can. You just have to be creative with how you are describing the problem that you are solving. The next thing that you need to do is you need to know, what is your unique selling proposition? So what makes you different? So let's use the PI attorney as an example, because there are so many out there. So why would I call attorney A over attorney B? So think about your marketplace, think about your business, and what is your unique selling proposition? In fact, I actually had a call today with a lady, and I asked her, she was a business coach, and I asked her, what makes you different? And I'm going to be honest, she gave me the same old selling line that any other business coach would have told me, that, oh, she's attentive, she listens, she's going to help my business grow, yada, yada, yada. So she didn't really give me a compelling reason that would set her apart. So think about your business and what is that compelling reason that's going to set you apart from your competition? Because if you don't know what that is, you need to figure it out. Because again, we're not unique in our industry. I will tell you that I know for a fact that there are thousands of other marketing companies. There are thousands of other social media management companies. There are thousands of other lead generation companies. There are 1,000 other LinkedIn experts. So if I just said, hey, what sets me apart or what my unique selling proposition is, I do social media or I do lead gen. So what? So do a lot of other people. I have to really come up with what is my compelling signature statement that sets me apart from all my competition. And you do too. So you really need to think about that. And what is that? And what does it sound like? What does it look like? And how is that different from your competition? And I'll give you a great example. I met with a plumber who disclosed this fairly easy with me. And I asked him, I said, hey, you know, what is it that sets you apart? How are we going to market your business so that you stand out? And I said, well, Kat, um, most other plumbers don't return calls, and we return calls within 24 hours. Every call. There's not one call that we don't return. And I said, that is profound. So as little and minute as it is, and as simplified as we think, you and I, in his industry, they don't return calls, because if they can't service them, they're not returning the calls. And he will return calls regardless. So that is big. That is significant. So think about your business, your industry, and what is it that makes you different? The other thing you have to know, and this is really, really important, is who is your target audience? Who is the person that feeds you? Who's the one that comes to you so that it feeds you your bread and butter? This is not your ideal target. That can be a second target. This is your target audience that right now feeds you, that you have a bunch of. Okay. And maybe they're not your ideal target, and that's okay. But you need to know who your target audience is, because if you can get more of them, you can grow your business. And eventually, as you become better or your price increases, you will get your target audience. And again, you can target 2 different audiences, 3 different audiences. That's up to you, but you should know who the core audience is. Who is your foundation? Who's the one that's feeding you right now? And what you want to know about them is you want to do kind of a worksheet and you want to create an avatar for them. You want to build an ideal person out of them. You want to find out, like, what is the average age of this person? Are they male or are they female? Are they family? Do they have, are they homeowners or renters? Do they live in the suburbs? Do they live in the metro area? Like, who is your audience? You got to drill it down. And the more that you can drill it down, the better for you, because you're not going to waste any money when you market to your core audience. And again, and a good way to do this is if you currently are doing business, just interview some of your clients, your current clients, and ask them these questions. And they're happy to oblige. They love you already. They'll take 5 to 10 minutes and you can use it as, hey, I just wanted to call and thank you for your business. Can I ask you a few questions? They're going to be more than happy to help you out. So if you have a current client base, you can do that. If you don't have a current client base, then you need to do some research on your competitors. You need to just start investigating your competitors and who shops them. Okay. So know who your audience is and create an avatar. And you can have a couple of avatars. And some people call it avatar, some people call it persona. It's your choice. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. The last thing that you need to know before you go into any marketing or advertising is, what are your expectations? You need to define this. Like, what do you want to happen? Because instant gratification is not going to happen. I can promise you that. Instant gratification is not going to happen. It won't happen with anything. It's just like anything else. It's like a bank or your 401k. If you invest in it, it will offer you a return, but you have to invest in it. So if you invest in marketing your business, it will offer a return. So if you're not investing in it, it's not going to offer a return. I'm sorry to tell you that. You will be one of the statistics. So again, if you're not investing in your business, it will not offer you a return. And sometimes the return is immediate. Sometimes the return is over 3 months, 6 months, 2 months, 4 months, 1 year. It just depends on the business model, the sales cycle, and all the other underlying things that have to play into that. So this is why it's really important to understand and know your marketplace, and it's really important to understand and know your competitors. Okay. So as you get into creating your strategy and your marketing plan, you will need to know your numbers. What does that mean? That means need to know the analytics in your social media. Every social media has analytics and you have access to it. It's free. Every website has analytics and you have access to that. You can take it a step further and implement Google Analytics, which I highly advise because it gives you so much insight into who is going to your website and what are they doing. So that's what I mean by know your numbers. It's you understanding and knowing the dynamics of, when I do this, what happens to Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn. That's what you want to know your numbers for, because it's going to affirm your time, energy, and money. So knowing your numbers really does pay off. Okay, social media statics. Why should you even interplay in social media? And I do still get that question today. I get a lot of people like, I don't like social media, or I'm not on social media. Quite frankly, I don't care. I always tell my future customers or my current customers, where is your client base? Where are they? Where are they going to? Where are they participating in? What is it? What are their habits? What are they doing? And typically, as you can see from this graph, social media is key. People are spending more time on social media than ever before. I think the average is 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day on social media. That's a lot of time. And most of it is midday, by the way. So when people are working, unfortunately. So midday, 4 hours a day. And that's average. There's some people that spend more time and some people that spend less, but 4 hours is the average. And as you can see, Facebook still dominates the social media environment. Although I want to say TikTok has now surpassed him. And I don't think TikTok, oh no, TikTok is not on here. So TikTok has surpassed Facebook, I'm pretty sure. Facebook or Instagram, I can't remember. But you can see the numbers, you can see the growth spurt since the pandemic, and it's not going away. In fact, most of the next biggest generation is Gen Z, and that's pretty much how they exist, is on social media. So if you want to grow your business and you have to tap into Gen Z, you're gonna miss out if you're not on social media. So why use social media? Well, it's easy, it's free. We don't have to pay to have a profile. We can have a business profile on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, Snapchat, any of these. Uh, so you can create a free business profile and a free personal profile. The thing about social media, though, in order for you to get a return, it does take a lot of work. It takes a strategy and it takes a lot of work. So don't think that this is an easy, simple process. Don't think that this is some kind of magic bullet or something that's just going to happen overnight. That's not going to happen. I've been doing this since 2014 when I started my business. 2014. I have over 6,000 followers on my Facebook page, and they are true and legit. And that's what I'm so proud of. I don't buy fake followers. I know that there are programs out there, and I would be very leery and I would discourage you to do that. Um, and that's only on one page on Facebook. I have over 10,000 followers on Instagram. I have 125,000 followers on LinkedIn, but all of that took a lot of work. It takes work. So don't think this is going to be easy. Okay, so let's talk about the work. You have to have a plan in place. That's your first go-to. And when you have a plan in place, you got to know what your monthly budget is going to be if you're going to do any ads. You got to know how you're going to measure who's your audience. How are you going to measure this ROI? What is your strategy? What's your game plan? What's your expectation going into this? How are you going to hold yourself accountable so that you're consistent? How are you going to set your goals? How are you going to manage your time? How are you going to plan your content? And then finally, how are you going to keep yourself so that you are consistent? Because consistency is king. That is the keys to success on social media. So let's talk about having a process in place. Um, so this is a general process for any, I guess, business to convert someone. You want to first attract them with keywords, hashtags, content. You're going to then convert them through a website, a form, a cart, something, right? You're going to convert them, workshops, anything. You're going to close them with follow up, communication, email marketing, something. You're going to close them. Maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's a discovery call, something. And then you're going to delight them. You're going to thank them for the partnership. You're going to send them a customer survey. You're going to somehow get some feedback from this whole process. So somehow you have to have a process in place. What that is, I don't know because that's your business, but you certainly need a process in place. Oh my God, this is my favorite part. Yay. So at this point in the presentation, this is leading into social media, and I'm going to set up your mindset because you got to have the right mindset when you go into social media and you go into posting and creating content. So social media is just one big party. That's all it is. And I don't care if it's the Instagram party, the Twitter party, the LinkedIn party, or the Facebook party. It's just one big party. So it doesn't matter what platform you're on, it's a big party on that platform. And so basically, what you're doing is at this big party, and you think about it like when you go somewhere and you're trying to network or you're at a party and there's different groups of people in different areas of the room. So when you're at that party, you typically will migrate to a group of people, right? You'll either migrate to maybe the people that are laughing and maybe talking about something funny, or you'll migrate to the people over by the food. People always go to the food, and food is a common thing for all of them. Or you'll migrate over to the bar where there's some wine or beer. So you're going to migrate somewhere and then you'll start talking to these people, right? Well, social media is the same way. It's the same exact way. It's a virtual networking place. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to entertain these people so that you get the ones that are your ideal targets. You're trying to get their attention, right? You're trying to put enough information out there so that at this party, when you show up, everybody wants to swirl around you. That's what you're trying to do. And it's the same as when you go to a networking event. As you walk into that room, and it's either you going to a group of people or a group of people coming to you because they want to hear the information you have to share. So please keep that mindset in mind because that is primal for you to be successful. If you just think about social media as a networking event and you're there to entertain your future prospect, your target audience, then you will set yourself up for success. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into how do we create all this wonderful content, Kat. So the first thing you want to do is create a content calendar. You want to make it easy for yourself to that so that when you sit at your desk or when you're ready to create content that you know exactly what you're going to be doing for Monday. What are you going to be posting for Tuesday, Wednesday? We're all creatures of habit. So we like having a consistent theme, right? So we're all creatures of habit. So when you make Monday motivational every Monday, people are going to start to look forward to that. They're going to start looking for those motivations. Maybe Monday is really bad for them or they hate it and they're looking forward to your motivational tip. Or Tuesdays are your tips. And let's say that you're a plumber. Let's say that you are that plumber and you offer a tip every Tuesday and say, hey, if you're having trouble with your toilets, if your toilet's not flushing correctly, then do this tip and it will fix it in no time or, blah, blah, blah. And Wednesdays are your selling posts. You've got to sell. So no matter what, I still run into clients who say, I don't want to do a selling post, Kat, or I don't want to solicit my business. And I look at them and I'm like, why? Why? That's the whole point of doing social media is at some point you have to sell your service. You have to tell people what you do. Otherwise, they're not going to know what you do. And then let's say Thursdays are a blog, a video, article, something that it maybe is your content or maybe something that is creating credibility for you. Okay. And then Friday, I always tell everybody, make it fun, make it creative, make it community, keep it like upbeat and throw it back to the community. So, how many times a week should you post? And then I'm asked this all the time. And for starting out, I don't care if it's one a week. You just want to be consistent and do it all the time. So, if you start at one a week and then grow to two a week and then grow to three a week, you're doing great. You are doing absolutely amazing. So, 3 weeks is a minimum. Three a week is a minimum. Five a week is fantastic. I mean, I've been in business since 2014. I've been posting 5 times a week, every day, every week, 52 weeks at a year, 5 times a week. So you have to get to a place that you're comfortable at where you can be consistent and not give up. So if it's 2 a week, so be it. If it's 3 a week, so be it. If it's 4 a week, that's it. But five, if you can do five, that's the goal, then that is fantastic. So being consistent is key to your success. Okay, as well as being consistent, the other things that you want to make sure that you're having on your social media is the dialogue and the content, that you're consistent with your messaging. So I've seen so many business owners that will have one message on, let's say, Facebook on their About Us, and it's completely different on LinkedIn. So, and the logo is different and the look and feel is different. You've got to be consistent. You have to carry over that brand. You've got to carry over that messaging. So, if you pivot your business or you change your business, you've got to update all of your social media. If you change your brand, you've got to update and change all of your social media. Consistency is king. I can't say that enough. So some tips on selling your service, because this is your, let's say hypothetically, this was Wednesday's post. The thing that you want to do is you want to relate to your target audience. Remember I said identify your target audience? You've got to relate to your target audience. So, in this post, it's talking about video content, and it's talking about, are you currently doing video content? And then, if not, what do you need help with? And then it goes to call us today for a free quote price, and it has a price point, so people don't worry about that. So the more that you eliminate a lot of people putting up their own objections, the better for you to get a return on your investment, the better for you to get someone to engage with you. And you say it has contact us for a free consult. It's free, the website, the calendar link, and then a couple of hashtags. So when you sell your services, make sure you sell and you provide as much as you can to eliminate any objections, because people aren't going to throw you their objections. They're just not going to respond. And I would rather someone respond to you, right? Okay. Create posts with a call to action. So when you're doing a selling post, make sure you have a call to action. Make sure you have learn more, book a free consult, join today, shop now, free consult, download today. So something for them to do. You've got to have something for them to do. You people want to be told what to do. If you don't tell your future customers what to do, then they will do nothing. You've got to tell them what to do. So that's having a call to action in your post. And as you can see in this one, it's about a workshop, a free workshop, and then it has sign up today. It should create a sense of urgency and say limited seating, anything to create that call to action. Okay, when you do have engagement on your posts, it is so important. I don't care what social platform you're on. It is so important for you to respond and respond as fast as you can, because you are judged. The algorithms will judge you based on that. They will judge you based on how fast you respond to people. They will judge you on what you're saying to people, if you're tagging them, if you're using hashtags. So use those responses uh, wisely. Make sure you're responding and you're trying to convert people. Okay, so this is probably a great topic to talk about now, because if you talk to any of the industry leaders, they're going to tell you today that video will probably take over all social media within 2 to 3 years. So basically what they're saying is all social media will just be video consumption. That's it. And it does not surprise me, because the content that is the most engaging, the most responsive, the most views, it's always videos. Always, 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 hands down. pictures still get a glimpse here and there, but they do not get what video does. And it's because we're all time starved. We all want this instant gratification, this fast, like I got to do something else. Just feed me the video and tell me now, you know. So we're all creatures of the same being, and we all just want it to be fed to us. The other thing you have to really think about as you're creating your social media is you've got to portray yourself as a thought leader. You have to become an expert and a resource in order for you to convert this traffic, all of these people that are visiting you or coming to your page or website. You've got to show them that you are a thought leader, that you are an expert in your field. So part of that is making sure that you have the same professional look and feel throughout all your social media. Okay, so what are some other things that you can do to grow your business or use social media? You can always run contests. Contests do really, really well on social media. So whether you're gifting out a gift card for your own services or you collaborate with a community partner so that they're pushing it too on their end. So if it's a local coffee shop or if it's a local bakery, you're partnering and both of you are using the same messaging and trying to either get email addresses or trying to get someone to book something or just connect. Okay, so either way, this is a great opportunity to get more engagement. Paid ads is another way that you can utilize Facebook for, or LinkedIn, or all all of the social medias have paid ads. The most efficient one is Facebook because it's the most cheapest way to put your paid ad out there. What I would say about paid ads, if you're on a very, very limited budget, if you just do retargeting, and if you don't know what retargeting is, oh my God, it's is the most amazing campaign you can run. Retargeting is if anybody's visit your page or your website or any properties that you have, then you're just going to retarget them multiple times to remind them, hey, you were just on my website. Are you still interested? Or hey, you were just on our Facebook page. Are you still interested? So that's retargeting. Probably worth every penny that you put into that. Most of the other forms of advertising on Facebook are, you know, I mean, there's no guarantees on the outcomes. Just keep that in mind. So you can either choose to boost your ad, which I will tell you not to do, or do a paid ad campaign, which is way better and way more effective. And probably needs to be done through an experienced Facebook person. Another thing that you can do that will help your business that is organic is get reviews, get public reviews. The more public reviews that you can get, the better for your business. People trust when other people are reviewing businesses. The more reviews you can have, the better trust you're going to have, the more you're going to convert people. So getting reviews is key. And it's as simple as sending an email to your existing clients and just asking them to review you, sending them every link to possibly review Facebook, Yelp, LinkedIn, anywhere that they can. Another opportunity for business to business on social media is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a huge opportunity for a lot of businesses. And the rule of thumb for LinkedIn is you've got to be optimized. You have to make sure you are optimized. That means that you set up your profile so that you have a nice, beautiful profile pic, you have a nice banner, you have very optimized title tag here. Oops, sorry, I went back. You have all your contact information. You have as many websites that you can have up to 3 listed, and you make sure you put as much info down as you can so that you make it easy for people to get a hold of you. Okay, we're at the end of our hour. There's so much more that you can do. I could go on and on and on. This is just the beginning, and it really does give you a little sample of what you should be doing. So I'm going to end this with this little story about McDonald's because I think it's a great story that I could share with you to give you the mindset of what you should have as you think about your social media strategy, if you think about your marketing and advertising strategy. So think about this story because this is more about big picture. Okay, so McDonald's. McDonald's is a multi-billion dollar well-branded company. Multi-billion dollar well-branded. McDonald's started off as a mom and pop shop, just like you and I, just a small one location out in the middle of nowhere. And they have grown to become the mega million business that they are today. Now, McDonald's today, that's what I want to talk about. Not McDonald's as in long time ago, one man shop. I want to talk about McDonald's today, the multi-billion um, very well branded machine. Okay. Very well branded. In fact, it's so well branded. Babies come out of the womb asking for nuggets. Just, I don't know how that happens, but they do. They just come out of the womb asking for nuggets. So, this multi billion dollar well branded machine today, the thing I want to share with you is you're never, ever, ever going to see McDonald's go dark. What does that mean? The cat, what do you mean by you're never going to see McDonald's go dark? Well, you're never, ever not going to see McDonald's not on a billboard. You're never not going to see McDonald's on radio. You're never not going to see McDonald's on TV. You're never not going to see McDonald's on the media that they choose to be on. Not one day. And the reason being is McDonald's knows that if they don't remind you and I to buy a Big Mac every single day, day after day after day, they will lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in just one day. I will repeat myself. McDonald's knows that if they don't remind you and I every single day to buy a Big Mac, they will lose hundreds and thousands of dollars in just one day. So here's my question to you. And I'm not asking about the places that they choose to market on or, the money that they have. Who cares about all that? That's irrelevant. I'm talking big picture strategy. So, big picture strategy. Why would you do anything different when McDonald's, a well branded, multi billion dollar company, knows they have to consistently message you and I every single day to buy a Big Mac? Why would you do anything different? So I want you to think about that and stew on that because if you walk away from anything today and this was your only thing that you learned, then I won. This is a great win for you because it's so important about consistency and that the only way for you to grow your business, the only way for you to increase revenue, the only way for you to expand is for you to consistently message your future customers who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you. Just think about marketing and advertising. It's not a marathon. I'm sorry, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. There's no quick fixes, there's none. And don't ever let anyone ever make you think there are. There are none. There are none. Any big company, any successful company will tell you there are none. So basically, you have two options to grow your business. One, you do it. You pound the pavement, you knock on the doors, you do it. You create the strategy, you become consistent. You're doing this. Second, you hire someone or pay someone, sales team, salesperson, marketing company, advertising, whatever it is, you're going to pay someone. There's no third option. If you do nothing, you get nothing. And I will repeat myself again. If you do nothing, you get nothing. That is not an option. So when do you stop advertising and marketing? When you're ready to close the doors. You never. It's part of your plan. It's like the utility bill. It's like your car payment. It's part of your business. When do you hire someone to do your marketing? When your own work is consuming all of your time and you can't do it. You absolutely cannot do it. Or if you feel like your own marketing efforts are not working, it's time to hire someone. Never wait till it's too late because you can't fix something that's already broken. Okay, so this is the end of the hour. If anybody has any questions, please drop them in the chat. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any other questions as I wrap this up, please definitely reach out to me on any of the links below. I am happy to reply to you or extend any other information out to you that you may need in order for you to make a good business decision. Thank you again, and thank you for taking the time out to join me today. I do appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful evening and you have a great rest of the week.